If you've ever wondered why some people command attention effortlessly, why they seem to move through the world with a quiet magnetism, while others exhaust themselves trying to be noticed, this conversation is for you. Because here's a truth that often goes unnoticed: attraction, connection, influence. They're never about trying harder. They're about embodying an energy that resonates deeply before any words are spoken. It's not about performing perfectly or ticking every box, but about existing in a way that feels authentic, compelling, and quietly powerful. Philosophy has long grappled with these questions of presence and influence, not in the shallow sense of popularity or charm, but in the profound sense of how being shapes reality and human bonds. Today, we'll explore 6 archetypes of presence, 6 distinct energies that naturally draw others in without the need for grand effort or flashy displays. The goal isn't to become all 6 at once. That would be exhausting and artificial, but to recognize which one already lives within you, then cultivate it with intention. Stick with me till the end. The last archetype might just reveal why some individuals captivate the mind and heart in ways others can't replicate. The grounded presence. This is the soul who stands rooted in the storm, unshaken by the chaos around them. Grounded presence isn't about being cold or distant. It's about profound calm and a centered spirit. Like a great tree that bends but never breaks, this presence listens deeply, observes fully, and responds deliberately. Imagine a conversation where silence stretches not as awkwardness, but as a shared space charged with meaning. Instead of scrambling to fill the void with words, the grounded presence holds the moment steady. The calm itself becomes the message, drawing others nearer. Philosophers have described this as ataraxia, peace of mind, a tranquil state that radiates strength without noise. In everyday life, this might look like choosing your responses rather than reacting impulsively, embracing patience, and making your presence a sanctuary for others. The visionary builder. Here stands the individual who moves with purpose, carrying a vision that transcends fleeting distractions. The visionary isn't loud or boastful. They don't need to shout to make themselves heard because their consistent progress creates its own gravity. This energy is magnetic because it invites others to co-create something meaningful. It signals a life in motion, a path worth following or joining. In practice, this means living a life aligned with your values and ambitions. When someone reaches out, the visionary doesn't just reply with surface-level chatter. They share a glimpse of the journey they're on, inviting connection without desperation. It's a dance of inclusion and self-possession. Here is my world, and if you choose, you're welcome in it. The sovereign of boundaries. Rare and radiant, this presence is defined by respect for self and others through clear limits. The sovereign of boundaries knows their time, energy, and attention are precious and won't be diluted for empty validation. This isn't arrogance or coldness, but a wise assertion of self-worth. Saying no becomes an act of clarity, not confrontation. They don't scramble for approval or explanations. They simply honor their own rhythm and expect others to respect it. When faced with disappointment, testing, or unpredictability, the sovereign remains steady, offering grace without chasing, dignity without drama. In daily life, this might look like calmly accepting canceled plans without bitterness, responding with composure, and trusting that respect will follow authenticity. The focused observer. This archetype moves quietly but with sharp precision. The focused observer doesn't seek the spotlight through noise or spectacle. Instead, their power lies in undivided attention and subtle insight. They see the details others miss, listen beyond words, and respond with depth and intention. Their presence makes people feel truly known and understood, not superficially noticed. Philosophically, this echoes the idea of presence as being fully here now, a living mindfulness that transforms interaction into connection. Practically, the focused observer notices the small things: a book on a shelf, a fleeting expression, and engages with them thoughtfully, turning what could be noise into meaningful dialogue. The rare element. Scarcity, paradoxically, is a powerful attractor. The rare element doesn't flood the space with constant messages or social media updates. Their presence is measured, deliberate, and therefore valued. This archetype understands the economy of attention. The more abundant the supply, the less precious it becomes. By choosing when and how to appear, the rare element makes their moments unforgettable. This energy whispers of mystery and uniqueness, qualities that invite curiosity and longing rather than overwhelm. In real life, this might mean resisting the urge to reply immediately every time, instead offering communication that's meaningful, playful, or thought-provoking, something that lingers in memory and prompts reflection. The enigmatic depth. Finally, the enigmatic depth is a presence wrapped in paradox and subtlety. They reveal just enough to invite intrigue, but keep enough concealed to inspire lasting fascination. Their warmth is genuine but measured. Their openness invites connection but protects mystery. This balance creates a magnetic tension that keeps others coming back, wanting to learn more. Philosophers have long admired the power of aporia, the state of puzzlement or wonder that propels inquiry and deep engagement. When this archetype says, "I'm here for connection, but on my own terms," they spark curiosity and respect rather than urgency or need. The core insight, attraction, influence, and meaningful connection are not achievements of volume or effort, they are expressions of being. Your most magnetic self isn't found by copying others or spreading yourself thin, but by embracing the energy that feels most true to you. This means identifying whether you resonate more with calm presence, visionary purpose, firm boundaries, focused attention, rare scarcity, or enigmatic depth, and then deepening that energy. Stop trying to be all things for all people. Instead, become the clearest, calmest, most intentional version of yourself. If you've ever found yourself wondering why some individuals naturally captivate attention without seemingly trying, while others exhaust themselves in a constant struggle for recognition, you're not alone. This phenomenon, this invisible force that pulls people towards certain personalities, has fascinated thinkers throughout history. It's a force not built on superficial effort or external perfection, but something much deeper, something intrinsic to human nature and the energy we project. True influence and attraction arise from being rather than doing. It's less about how hard you push and more about the quality of your presence, how you move, how you breathe, and how you inhabit the space around you. This is a timeless truth that philosophy has hinted at for millennia, but that our modern age of noise, distraction, and endless digital chatter has almost obscured. Today, we will embark on an exploration of 6 archetypes of presence, 6 fundamental ways that human energy naturally draws others in, without force or contrivance. Each archetype represents a unique frequency of being, a way of standing in the world that speaks more profoundly than words. These are not masks or roles to put on, but expressions of something already within you. The purpose here is simple: to help you identify which archetype or archetypes resonate with your true nature and guide you towards strengthening that energy so that you no longer chase attention, but rather command it effortlessly. The grounded presence. The first archetype is the grounded presence. This is the person who feels like a calm harbor in the middle of a storm. They don't need to raise their voice or flood a room with activity to be felt. Instead, their power lies in their stillness, their rootedness. Philosophers such as Marcus Aurelius spoke of the importance of Stoicism, a way of life that embraces composure regardless of external chaos. The grounded presence is the living embodiment of this principle. Their calmness is not apathy or disengagement. It is an intentional choice to meet life's ups and downs with equilibrium. This presence creates safety and trust. People instinctively feel they can lean on the grounded presence because their energy is steady and reliable. On a practical level, This archetype listens deeply, really listens, without rushing to respond or fill silence with empty words. Think about conversations you've had where the silence between words wasn't awkward but felt heavy with meaning. This is the grounded presence's gift. Instead of fearing silence, they use it to draw others closer. Their gaze holds attention. Their posture radiates confidence without arrogance. In daily life, embodying this archetype means practicing patience and mindfulness. It means learning to be comfortable in moments when there's nothing to say and resisting the urge to panic or perform. This quiet confidence is magnetic precisely because it is rare and authentic. The visionary builder. Next, we encounter the visionary builder. This archetype is defined by purposeful momentum. The visionary is not interested in fleeting applause or surface-level popularity. Instead, they focus on creating, building, and moving steadily toward a meaningful goal. Visionaries embody telos, a term from Aristotelian philosophy meaning purpose or end goal. Living with telos means your actions are aligned with a deeper mission. When you carry this energy, others can sense that your life has direction, and that invites them to join or at least respect your journey. This archetype is characterized by consistency and quiet confidence. The visionary doesn't need to brag about achievements because the work itself is the proof. Their energy isn't scattered, it's concentrated and deliberate. In social interactions, the visionary builder invites others into their world without losing themselves. This is not about control or exclusion, but about sharing your path authentically and welcoming meaningful collaboration. For example, when asked about your evening plans, rather than giving a generic response, you might say, "I'm working on a project that's important to me. I'd love to get your thoughts on it sometime." This simple act communicates that your life is rich and purposeful, and that you value the other person's presence without putting them on a pedestal. The visionary builder appeals to those who desire partnership in growth and shared values, not just surface-level attention. The sovereign of boundaries. The third archetype is perhaps the most misunderstood, the sovereign of boundaries. In a world where constant availability and oversharing have become the norm, someone who respects their own limits and doesn't apologize for it stands out powerfully. Boundaries are not about shutting others out or wielding power over them. Instead, they are about self-respect and clarity. The sovereign knows their time, energy, and attention are finite resources, and they don't squander them on empty validation or drama. This archetype embodies a wise form of autonomy. They say no without guilt, they set limits without explanation, and they expect their boundaries to be honored. This isn't about selfishness. It's about creating a container where authentic connection can thrive. When someone cancels plans last minute or behaves unpredictably, the sovereign doesn't chase or panic. They respond calmly, without bitterness or pleading. This presence communicates that they value themselves enough not to accept disrespect or to be manipulated by emotional games. Living as a sovereign means cultivating self-awareness and emotional maturity. It means embracing discomfort for the sake of your integrity. This archetype attracts those who are ready for genuine, balanced relationships, not those looking for easy prey or constant approval. The focused observer. The focused observer moves through the world like a quiet beacon. Their power comes from depth rather than volume, from sharp perception rather than attention-seeking antics. In philosophy, this presence aligns with the concept of mindfulness, being fully present and aware in the moment. The focused observer doesn't scatter their energy trying to impress everyone. Instead, they give their full attention to what matters most. This archetype sees what others miss, the subtle shifts in tone, the slight change in expression, the detail hidden in plain sight. By noticing these, the focused observer creates a sense of being truly seen and understood, a feeling that few others can replicate. They flirt not with grand gestures, but with precision. Their compliments aren't empty, their questions aren't surface level. Each interaction feels intentional and meaningful. In everyday life, embodying this archetype means slowing down and tuning in. When someone shares something important, the focused observer listens with their whole being. They respond thoughtfully, turning the ordinary into an experience that resonates deeply. This presence is magnetic because it honors the humanity of others. People don't just remember what you said, they remember how you made them feel seen. The rare element. The fifth archetype is the rare element, an energy that isn't constantly available, but appears with intention and significance. In an age of constant connection, this scarcity becomes a form of value. This archetype understands the psychology of attention and desire. When something is always present, it risks becoming ordinary, even invisible. But when something is rare, it gains weight, meaning, and intrigue. The rare element doesn't flood inboxes or chase responses. They communicate with purpose and restraint, making their presence something to be noticed and remembered. This isn't about playing hard to get or manipulation. It's about honoring your own rhythm and energy. It's about quality over quantity in your interactions. In practical terms, this might mean not responding immediately or not initiating every conversation. Instead, when the rare element reaches out, it's with a message that matters, a thought, a joke, a connection that rekindles interest. This creates a dynamic where absence truly makes the heart grow fonder and where your presence is cherished rather than taken for granted. The enigmatic depth. Lastly, we arrive at the enigmatic depth, the most elusive and captivating archetype. This presence is wrapped in mystery, not for show, but because it reflects a genuine depth of being. The enigmatic depth reveals just enough to invite curiosity, but holds back enough to inspire wonder. Their warmth is authentic but measured, creating a magnetic tension that keeps others engaged long after a conversation ends. Philosophers have long revered mystery as a source of fascination and reverence. The aporia, the state of puzzlement or wonder, draws people into exploration and connection. When asked about their intentions or desires, the enigmatic depth gives simple, measured answers, inviting others to fill in the blanks and wonder. This presence doesn't need to impress. Their calm certainty and reserved openness are their power. The core insight, embodying your true energy. What unites all these archetypes is the idea that true attraction and influence emerge from alignment with your authentic energy, not from frantic effort or inauthentic performance. Trying to be everything to everyone dilutes your presence. Instead, the challenge is to identify which archetype or archetypes resonate most deeply with you and to nurture those energies patiently and deliberately. When you do this, you stop chasing validation and start commanding respect and interest effortlessly. Your ambition, your calm, your boundaries, your focus, these are the currencies of meaningful connection. They speak louder than words or flashy gestures because they are real. Practical steps to cultivate your archetype. Self-reflection, spend time alone, journaling or meditating on which archetype feels most natural to you. Notice moments when you feel most yourself and energized. Set intentions, choose one or two archetypes to cultivate first. Avoid trying to embody all six at once. Practice presence, develop mindfulness practices that help you stay grounded and calm, even in challenging situations. Create boundaries, learn to say no with kindness and firmness. Protect your energy from unnecessary drains. Focus deeply when interacting with others, give your full attention. Notice details and respond thoughtfully. Value scarcity, resist the urge to always be on or available. Let your presence be something people look forward to. Embrace mystery, allow space for curiosity and wonder in your relationships. Don't over-explain or reveal everything at once. Why this matters today. In a culture obsessed with likes, followers, and instant gratification, cultivating authentic presence is revolutionary. It challenges the assumption that more effort equals more success. Instead, it invites us to slow down, to honor our own energy, and to connect with others on a deeper level. The archetypes we explored today are not just tools for attraction, but models for how to live with integrity and purpose. Closing invitation.